Good day, everybody. Trying to review a movie called Visaranai. By way of background, today is the 19th of January and the year is 2022. Oh, someone who goes by the name V7 Media, who had watched one of my videos, made this request, sent this message to me asking me to review the movie called Visaranai. So I'm touched by their request, and here I am. I'm trying to comply with the request of V7 Media, and let's say this review is dedicated to V7 Media. That said, Visaranai is a Tamil movie that came out in 2015, won awards and accolades, and it won the best Tamil movie of the year 2015. It was sent to the 72nd Venice Film Festival, Italy, and won the Amnesty International Italia Award. And all this, and it was produced by a company. The movie is produced by a company called Grassroot Film Company, and the director has a reputation for making realistic real life movies based off real life. His name is Vetrimaran. uh, is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is from a good background too. Is, I think, he has a English literature degree or something. I read it somewhere. And It's based off a novel, a real life story written by someone by the name M. Chandrakumar, who is said to be a rickshaw puller or rickshaw driver or three wheel. I don't know. Screw, you know, something like that. And he's said to be the actual victim who wrote his experience as a novel, and the novel was entitled Lock Up. Not to be confused with the Sylvester Stallone movie back in 1989, Lock Up. That's nothing to do with this. Entirely different. So Lock Up, I think it was written in, has to be Tamil. Written in the novel was written in Tamil, and so this movie, Visaranai, which means interrogation, a police crime thriller, was based off this novel Lock Up. Now, the writer of the original novel, Chandrakumar, is said to be a spokesperson for uh, for human rights against Indian police brutality. So that's the background. Now, jumping into the review, the movie itself, the plot line, in my view, I can break it into three different parts, three different segments. One one small portion, we can call it there's a girl introduced. Uh, she is there for like about three or four scenes. That covers a certain to render a human element to the otherwise this gritty, uh, dark, gritty, and grim movie. To they, I think it was introduced this the to, in a sense, you can call it the romance quotient. And then the big part of the movie is about the four youths, Tamil youths, who are laborers, who is going to Andhra Pradesh in search of employment. What happens to them in Andhra Pradesh? They are they are locked up by the police for no crime they committed, and the police, Andhra police, beat them ruthlessly day and night for days, tie them upside down and beat them under their feet so that the victims don't sustain fractures. They don't want any trace that they tortured them. Usual police beating. And uh, and not only that, they're tortured. It's that they are even given waterboarding. Waterboarding is said to be banned in US. Even terrorists who commit Crimes against humanity are not given waterboarding. There is, I think it's banned because waterboarding is said to be inhumane, it's cruel, and even terrorists killing thousands of people, bringing buildings down, are, are exempt from going through waterboarding. But this in India, it seems like you know as much as I do. Uh, it's a corrupt cabal. Politicians, the top police brass, they all cahoots, and the police, of course, will do anything the the political party to please them because it's all money. It's a dirty game. The politicians pander to the people, get their votes, come to power, and they're not serving the people. They are serving themselves. They are making money. They retire and they become the richest of rich in India. They serve the rich community, the richest folks, the uh, top notch, or the how can you say, the higher echelons of the top uh, elite society of the rich. And so, needless to say, it's all these different the political system, the police, everything is they work together, and crimes are committed, and innocent people become victims. So these four youths in Andhra Pradesh, they are locked up in the police station, beaten so badly, waterboarding, torture of any kind and every kind you can think of. It's average human person with an average human heart won't be able to. It's movies. Personally, I don't think any children should be watching. Women who cannot. Some women are hard-hearted. That's different. Uh, People, men or women who are like I had to pause the movie every 30 minutes. After 2 hours, I had to go back because it was hard to watch. So that said, that's the four people, the four innocent men, finally unable to take the torture. Uh, they cave in. They admit to a crime they never committed. They are brought to the Andhra court. And they don't speak that four youths. They are virtually like real village folks, village youths, and the only language they speak is their native language. They cannot communicate in Andhra Telugu language. At that moment, there's the other part of the story. There is a high-profile auditor who works for the Tamil Nadu at that time. Uh, he takes money, deals, you know, doing all kinds of wheeling and dealing with the top circles, and highly connected. And somehow he earns the wrath of the reigning political party, trying to support the opposition party, or some kind of deal goes through, and the reigning party, or the premier of Tamil Nadu, according to the story, tries to nail him down in terms of put him throw him behind bars or punish him or whatever. So the guy escapes, the auditor. Now he's a sophisticated guy, unlike these four youths. He escapes to Andhra, and he has a team of lawyers protecting him, a team of undercover policemen sent to nab him. So he's being brought to the courthouse, and he's being defended by his team of lawyers. And the police team undercover, they are seeking the order of the judge, asking to give the asking to send him to Tamil Nadu, so that he could be tried in a Tamil Nadu court, because the request is virtually coming from the government, Tamil Nadu. So judge is, while this is happening, the four innocent youths are being brought. They are in the court. and the Andhra police, they are tortured, they are threatened, they're asking them to. So the Andhra police says these are the thieves, the robbers who robbed that, connected to the high profile robbery. And so the judge says, "Are you guys admit? Do you guys admit to your guilt?" And they're nodding in fear. But one fellow, at the nick of time, he he summons his courage, and he breaks his silence and screams in a pleading voice, "We never committed any crime. They kept us in the police lockup and kept beating us and torturing us for so many days. Finally, it was inhumane, unable to take the torture. We, uh, we had to admit to a crime that we never committed." The judge gets really pissed off, and he rebukes the police officers, the Andhra police, and he says, of course, these guys are pleading for mercy, and they're sobbing and uh, pleading for the judge to acquit them. But the judge doesn't understand because they're saying it in Tamil. At which time the judge says, "Is there anybody who can translate from Tamil to Telugu?" So the undercover cops, the team of cops, the main guy from Tamil Nadu, he volunteers. He came there to get the order to take the auditor, the high profile auditor who is involved in the who 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 fell into bad books with the reigning political party or the premier. He wanted him, but then he was he happens to be there, and so that's he gets he translates whatever these Tamil youths are saying he doesn't speak Telugu, so he says it in English. So the judge is really upset with mad with the Telugu police, and he rebukes them, and these four youths are acquitted. In the meantime, the segment that's not connected to this, they're showing a young girl, Telugu girl. She only speaks Telugu. She works in a in a rich man's house, and fortuitously this youth, the main guy, runs into her, and sparks some kind of romance, and she tacitly reciproc- reciprocates, and but that doesn't go any further. And one day she comes out to the street, and she's sobbing and weeping, and this guy, what happened to you, what happened to you? And she's her boss, the master of the house, sexually assaulted her, and she says she wants to make a phone call, and he says, "Don't worry, I'm here." But he cannot do anything. He's helpless. But he's a love-smitten young fellow, and so that part of the story. After that, God knows what happened. Nobody knows what happened to the girl. She is no longer there in the movie. So these guys get released from the courthouse. When they come out of the court, they're ever so grateful to the Tamil Nadu police undercover police chief, or not chief. I mean, he's like the team lead. They are thanking him so profusely. You are like a godsend, he says, and he convinces them, okay, you have to do me a favor in turn, and they are willing to do anything. He says, those lawyers, the culprit we are trying to nab, he's going to come out with the lawyers, but we want you, when he brought closer to the van, we want you guys to grab him and push him into the van, take off, go back, go, speed up, take off to Tamil Nadu without looking back. So that was an arrangement. So that guy comes out, and at the least expected moment, when he's near the van, the four youths from inside that grab him, push him inside. The van shuts the door and speeds away. And he's brought to Tamil Nadu, and four youths, one of them dropped off halfway, and the other three, and when they are dropped off, Uh, and the police, that guy, nice Tamil policeman, he said, okay, be careful and don't be foolish next time, don't get involved. Good that I was here to help you, but they say, we don't have jobs, and he says, you have no jobs, would you like to clean the police station? Okay, they're cleaning the police station, washing the toilet. And while that is happening, there is a big conspiracy going on. They're beating that high profile white collar criminal who took money and did all kinds of deals and wheeling and dealing. So he's being tortured, no different from Andhra police, Tamil Nadu police. He's being tortured and he dies in the process. He tries to make a deal with the police. He's beaten up left, right, and center, hung upside down, beaten. Finally, he dies. So now this was unexpected, and so it's going to be a big case. In the police lock up someone dying, so they had to cover up, and they're thinking what to do. And so it so happens that guy, the team lead, the police, is somewhat a decent guy. He doesn't want to harm these four youths, and the police top brass policeman who is connected to the chief minister or the politicians, he comes there. He says, the only thing we can do now is dispose the body and nail these four fellows, three fellows, who are cleaning the washroom and toilet and the police station. Tell them that they, and frame them up and say that they killed this guy. And one of the youths overhears this discussion the police is having, and he's now wants to escape from there. And the police notice, one of the cops noticed that this guy is acting very strangely, and he and they try to devise a plan how to get rid of them. So, anyways, to make a long story short, all three youths try to escape, and the policeman opens fire. One fellow dies, the other two escapes in two different directions, and there's also a plan. When this happens, the police top fellow says, "What we can do is nail this guy who went to the policeman, the undercover cop, the team lead. We have to say that we have to say that he killed." But it takes a different turns. In the end, secret orders are given, and the story ends up, and not clear what happens. Both the police, there's an encounter where, without going into details, both the police team lead is dead and the protagonist is dead. And what happened? They cover up everything. So this is a movie, and it's very well made, and it's a gritty, kind of dark. Uh, you know what? It's just if you want a real life movie, uh, you should watch it. It's no, it life imitating art and art imitating life. This is art imitating life, real life on screen. It doesn't feel like a movie. It's the politics, police corruption, innocent people getting nailed, and how they are getting framed up in crimes that they never committed. That's all I can say. I would say it's a great movie. Thank you.